Well, this weekend it's World Burger Day, and one of the places that are doing a great option is Mr. Toad's. They're relishing the thought. Over the weekend, at many of their locations, from today through to Sunday, you can get into a Mr. Toad's Smokin' Beast Burger with fries and a drink. You can get it from 90 dirhams. However, joining us here in studio from Mr. Toad's is the operations manager, Roshan. He's a South African. Good to have you in.
Great to have you.
I'm sorry, I was making jokes before about South Africans are all chokers in the World Cups. You didn't hear that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good. I didn't want you to hear it.
He was busy setting up the burger, Kitch.
But you work operations manager for Mr. Toad's, and you've brought this amazing concoction in front of us. Talk this through, what you brought in.
So we've got our smoking beast burger over here. It is 2 beef patties with cheese. We've got some nice crunch textures in there with a bit of kale. It gets topped with spicy Cheeto crumbs and a jalapeno popper.
Hang on, Cheeto crumbs like the crisps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it has our special sauce on there. It gets placed in a dome with the French fries and smoked up, and that infuses a lot of the smoking flavors into the burger.
Even the fries are smoked.
Everything is smoked.
Perfect. So I've got something for myself too.
Now you see, Neil's vegetarian, but for many of our audience who are vegetarian, obviously Mr. Toad's still have options available if you want to get down.
Absolutely, we've got some fantastic vegetarian options available. Our vegetarian burger is actually our own recipe of a quinoa and beetroot patty, and various other vegetarian. We have actually a whole Herbie Toad menu, we call it. So lots of vegetarian.
I like this idea. I was just before we started this conversation on air, I was stating that Mr. Toad's is right in my neighborhood, just one block away. I could walk there, but every time I looked up, and I thought that, if the name is Mr. Toad, would they have vegetarian options? Now you've cracked the code, Mr. Toad.
We have something for everyone. That's what we are. We're your community pub for anything you need.
Well, we'll get you to lift the lid on this fantastic Mr. Toad's Smokin' Beast Burger. Can you do the honours, please?
Yes, here we go.
Look at this. And wow.
Ooh.
Now, look, I know it's radio, obviously. That looks about the size of 4 burgers. That looks huge. Now, watch out, the smoke's going off. Are our fighters? We could have the fire department in here really soon. How fantastic is this? It's on a wooden board. You've got the chips as well. I still call them chips. Do you call them chips or fries?
Chips.
Chips.
Yeah, it's
You call them fries,
Fries,
don't you?
yeah.
And then you've got the meat patty, and then that Cheeto kind of crust is there on the top.
It is the fire alarm.
It'll go off.
It will, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, that's not us because it's outside.
I mean, see, they've kept it quiet in the studios.
I see. No, you know what that is? I think that's people from upstairs not needing a reason to come down and be able to sample some of the burgers. If you want to get down and enjoy Mr. Toad's, happy hours on at all the places. There's so many locations. Premier in Al Jadaf, Barsha Heights. Is that the one near you?
That's right.
Dubai Investment Park, Dubai Silicon Oasis, Dubai Airport, and the Ibn Battuta Mall. When it comes to burgers, what do you think makes a really, really good burger?
Burgers is a very personal taste, I think, but in my opinion, it's all about balance. So some burgers you eat will have too much meat, or the bun is too thick, or there's just too much cheese. For me, it's all about having a right thickness on the bread bun, a great patty that can get cooked properly and stay juicy, a nice amount of cheese that can give you the balance of the fat and the flavor, and then a little bit of vegetables just to give you the freshness and the crisp.
Yeah, now for Neil, when you're looking at those vegetarian patties, what do you prefer those fake meat, or do you prefer the more like the quinoa beetroot patties and things?
I'll tell you something. I've never had meat.
Yeah.
So a fake meat or a real meat wouldn't really make a difference. It's not that I'm moving out of being a meat eater to become a vegetarian who's missing meat or the texture of meat in my mouth. So for me, anything that is vegetarian, anything that has some amount of good protein in it, I'm good for it. I mean, you want to have your guilty pleasures set right in your burger, but at the same time, it should have the right amount of protein also to have a complete meal. So, I like the idea of the quinoa and beet because quinoa, good fibers, it's got protein. And beet, well, who can say no to beet?
Exactly.
Now, Roshan, how many of these burgers have you knocked back yourself in the testing process?
Quite a few. I'd rather not say.
Oh, come on. Look, these are amazing. Burgers are, it's gone from being an American kind of, the American cheeseburger, with the smash burger was sort of a poor man's food. And now it's a luxury item in some places, isn't it?
Well, it's international. Where have you gone in the world and not found a burger? And that's why there's an International Burger Day now.
Yeah, World Burger Day. It's coming up this weekend. As we said, you can go tonight if you want to get to Mr. Toad's to get one of these. They'll be up on our socials very soon. And the burgers have got the secret sauce. I've got to ask you, what is in the secret sauce?
Oh, that wouldn't
Come
make
on.
it a secret
Mayo,
anymore, right?
tomato. What's in there? So a bit of mustard?
I'll tell you, it will be a bit of a zing, a little bit of spice, and a whole lot of perfect. So that's as much as I can say.
Okay.
Have you ever thought of probably a career in marketing? The way you sold it has a bit of zing, a bit of spice, and a whole lot of perfect. I love that line.
And still the suspense as well.
It's still there.
I can't give it all away. You guys have to come and try it for yourselves.
Okay, well, we need to get into this before the fire department actually come in. Ryan Piottier, the operations manager for Mr. Toad's. Good luck with your International Burger Day burgers this weekend.
Thank you so much.
And thank you very much for joining us here on Talk 100.